You know, I don't live in Washington, D.C., but I decided to fly in for this really important news week. Unfortunately, the Vice President, Kamala Harris, doesn't feel the same way. She decided to fly out to go to a sorority meeting instead of presiding over a joint session of Congress, which is a joke, just like her presidency would be and her vice presidency has been. But to talk about this and so much more, I have a very good friend, someone who I've been with on Special Report on Fox News, with many, many times on different shows on Fox, Matthew Continetti, American journalist working for so many publications. He's currently the director of domestic policy studies at the American Enterprise Institute. Matt, good morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning, Morgan. It's great to be here with you.
Well, I am highly caffeinated, Matt. I don't know about you. There's so much I want to talk to you about the political process, but I am frankly quite annoyed that our sitting vice president and the presumptive nominee of the Democratic Party for the presidency has decided to go to a sorority house today instead of meeting the Prime Minister of Israel. What's your take on that?
Well, I think you should be annoyed. I think anyone who's a member of the pro-Israel community in the United States should be annoyed. But I think it's of a piece of what we're coming to expect from Kamala Harris. You know, she's given two major speeches since she became the presumptive Democratic nominee within 48 hours of President Biden dropping out of the race. And in those speeches, she really telegraphed that she's going to be a much more progressive, much more liberal candidate and potential president than Joe Biden, which is saying something because Joe Biden's presidency has been quite to the left, I think more to the left than most people expected.
Exactly.
But she's talking about new entitlements. And on foreign policy, she's already sending signals that she's going to be more dovish and she's going to be more hostile to Israel than Joe Biden has been. So I think skipping the Netanyahu address is a sign of where she thinks the relationship is headed. She says she's going to meet privately with him later in the week. But I also think it speaks to another issue with the Democrats, Morgan, and that is the growing anti-Semitic feeling and sentiment within the Democratic Party. I don't think Kamala Harris wants to be seen with Benjamin Netanyahu, much less being in a position where she will have to applaud the things that he says and would be expected to applaud. And so that, I think, doesn't speak well of her, doesn't speak well of what's happening to the Democrats.
No, it doesn't. I think we have over 100 that are so far Democrats that are scheduled to or has said that they're going to boycott today. In 2015, when Bibi spoke, I think it was about 60. So that's clearly loud and growing.